As we're also entering economic great difficulties, truly awful times. We've got inflation, the like of which we've not seen for 40 years.
Yes, we have, apart from all the political conflicts, we have a global economy which is out of balance. And what I want to highlight particularly here is the consequences. We may have little influence on how the central banks decide about the future policies, but we know that if we don't change course, we will have hundreds of millions of people falling back into poverty. We have tens of millions probably dying, possibly of hunger. So this is a misery, and we have to address it. So to bring it at the forefront of our topics here, of our program, and to generate action. That's my intention.
There's never been a more important time and a more serious time for these talks to be taking place.
Yes, that's also reflected in the mood. I mean, it's the most consequential meeting which we ever had in the last 50 years, I would say. And the mood will be much more serious, much more concerned compared to the previous years, because we are at the turning point of history.
Shalom. I would like to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. I would like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to our sister Akim, pushing his word out across the four corners of the world. Just another news update through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And this is a news article from newstarget.com, and the title says, Yuval Noah Harari says globalists have created a technological Noah's Ark, transhumanism, to escape mass extinction event they're unleashing. And this was published on September the 16th, 2022. And it says, the lead advisor to globalist kingpin Klaus Schwab, who's the founder of the World Economic Forum, and his lineage traces back to being a Rothschild. And it says, since elite figureheads from all around the world have developed a technological Noah's Ark that they believe will save them from a soon-to-arrive global mass extinction event. And these different elite figureheads in the scriptures are known as the workers of iniquity, the kings of the earth, the secret council of the wicked, and also the wicked itself. And that's beginning with the nobility of Edom, which further shows you through the spirit by them having all these different dark secret councils and how they believe that this technological Noah's Ark will save them from a soon-to-arrive global mass extinction event, which further proves that we are in some very apocalyptic type of times. Like we are facing the imminent end of this so-called white man's chapter, his rulership, his wicked vibration that he has perpetuated throughout the whole world. And it says, Yuval Noah Harari took part in a discussion recently at the Warwick Economic Summit in Great Britain. He revealed that the globalist leaders in charge of the planet right now are planning to escape, or so they think, what is soon to come upon the world. And the sole reason why these global elite figureheads are in charge traces back to that divine authority of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And pursuant to Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, only Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai can be able to pluck up which they have planted. And let's link that with the book of Psalm, the 94th chapter, starting verse 3. And it says, Lord Yahweh, how long shall the wicked, let's beginning with the nobility of Edom. Because when you read Malachi 1 and 4, it says Esau is the border of wickedness. And also that could be trickled on down to Esau's joint heirs. And that's referring to these other nations. And also 2/3 of our people who want Esau's wicked vibration, his rulership, as their continuing city. But mainly right here, this is speaking about the kings of the earth, the main workers of iniquity. Let's beginning with the nobility of Esau Edom. So Lord Yahweh, how long should the wicked triumph? And when you read Job 9 and 24, it says the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. So if something is given unto you, that means it's bestowed upon you. So you really just cannot boast or brag about you getting it on your own might or gain. So within this situation, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gave Esau that divine blessing, which is dominion over the earth for a temporary season, when you read Genesis, the 27th chapter. Verse 4, how long shall they utter and speak hard things, And all the workers of iniquity boast themselves. And the scriptures did foretell us that he will speak great things against the Most High. And when you read Psalm the 10th chapter, it says how the Most High is not in all his thoughts. So by forging in this great reset, this global transformation, or this new world order, it's all leading into heavy anti-Messiah behavior. You will not be able to talk or mention about a divine power or refer to the scriptures. That will be X'd out. So they utter and speak hard things. And all the workers of iniquity boast themselves. And you could do a Google search on New World Order quotes, and you'll witness how powerful they really are, just speaking about these bold things of their so-called New World Order. And also this Edomite guy by the name of Klaus Schwab, he stated, referring to this great reset, you will own nothing and be happy. So that's an example of the workers of iniquity boast themselves. But all along, it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Al-Shah pulling their strings, because the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and he turneth it whithersoever he will. Just like in this very moment, Yahweh Ba'Shem Al-Shah has the most immoral, sinful, vile person in current rulership. Let's get that right quick in Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men. So all nations in time history has had a part of dominion over this earth. So now we're in the times of Esau's rulership, his wicked vibration. And he's the most wicked, or the basis of men to be in rulership, which links up with Romans the 9th chapter, how he's known as the vessel of dishonor. And within Romans the 9th chapter, it states, for who have resisted his will, which further proves how the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and give it to whomsoever he will. So this thing that we call life is the movie of Yahweh Ba'Shem Al-Shah, which he has his protagonist, that's beginning with Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, and his antagonist, that's beginning with Esau, along with his counterparts, the Edomites, and the add-ins, these heathen nations. All right, so back to the article, and it says, Yuval Noah Harari took part in a discussion recently at the World Economic Summit in Great Britain. He revealed that the globalist leaders in charge of the planet right now are planning to escape, or so they think, what is soon to come upon the world. And what's about to get ready to come upon the world when you read the Holy Scriptures of these workers of iniquity transitioning into a great reset? Let's answer that right quick in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. Jump down to verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils should come? And this is all linking up with the times of Jacob's trouble, a time frame that this world has never seen nor experienced before. And more so with that, Yahweh Ba'Shem Al-Shah is going to work with that left-hand mindset of the nobility of Edom to forge in this global transformation. And the Most High Yahweh is going to allow Esau Edom to get in his bag. When you read Isaiah the 10th chapter, it states that he's going to give him charge, which goes all the way back to the blessing between Jacob and Esau, which takes me right to Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. And let's get that word wrath in the Greek.
Strong's G 2372. Thumas. Thumas.
And it says passion, angry, heat, anger for with boiling up and soon society again. Glow, ardor, the wine of passion and flaming wine, which either drives the drinker mad or kills him with his strength. And what does it say also in the Apocrypha? He's going to be likened unto a madman sparing none. Because we're going to see that left-hand energy of Yahweh Ba'Shem Al-Shah upon his vessel of dishonor. And Esau Edom really is going to tap into why he's classified as the man of sin, the son of perdition. when he brings his great wrath via this great reset upon the earth. And even though the nobility of Esau, Edom look at their own race like the lesser kind as Goyim along with these other nations, but what nation in particular that he's truly aiming for? The 12 tribes of Israel. Because it's a spiritual connection between Jacob and Esau. And I believe through the Spirit, speaking as a man, that Esau himself is back here in the reincarnation trying to obtain that blessing. Because what did he say in Genesis, the 27th chapter? The days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So Esau, along with his counterparts, the Edomites, and more so the nobility of them, have a spiritual zeal to come down upon our people in these latter days. Which takes me right to Revelation, the 12th chapter, and the 17th verse. And the dragon refers to the power structure of Esau, Edom in the form of the pagan Roman Empire. And we are in a revival of the pagan Roman Empire, aka America. So, and the dragon was wroth, meaning he was very provoked with anger with the woman, and that's referring to the 12 tribes of Israel. Because what does it say in Jeremiah 6:2? The Lord Yahweh will look at the daughter of Zion as a comely, delicate woman. So, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. And that refers to the hopeful elect. Because when you read 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter and the 78th verse, it says how there should be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Because 2/3 of our people do not fear the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, nor do they have the testimony of Yahweh Shai, which is having the Holy Spirit to know his secrets, hence the prophecies. And just elaborating more on this verse, how the nobility of Edom, they really want their hands on the sincere prophets, and the ones of our people are coming back into that spirit of obedience unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. Because 2/3 of our people are spiritually compromised by Esau's wicked devices, which is spearheaded by Satanism. They engulf that Babylonian wine. They are for the affairs and the fashion of this world. That's why you see majority of our people vote. They stand in line for the juice. They are protesting about things getting better here. So spiritually, they already bow down to the image of the beast, which goes into the spirituality of Esau's power structure by accepting his ways, his unrighteous decrees, which is totally adverse to Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai when you actually read and understand the scriptures. Now, I want to touch back more on this article because this guy, Yuval Noah Harari, he says how technology is the key. And this is what you're seeing this world is being transitioned into, a substance of Esau's science, his technology. So a lot of our people are spiritually compromised. And when you read Psalm the 83rd chapter, it goes into about the kings of the earth, how they have these crafty counsels against our people, and they consult together with one consent, and they consult against thy hidden ones. And you go to the word hidden ones, it goes into the Most High's treasure. We as the hopeful elect in this day of time, we have the knowledge and the treasure of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai within these earthen vessels. We're not conformed to the image of the beast. So therefore, we are likened unto a threat upon Esau's establishment of this NWO. So that's why it says right here, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. And that's going into the hopeful elect, which keep the commandments of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Which means that Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai spiritually programmed a small remainder of his people to not bow their knees to the image of Baal. All right, so back again to the article. Harari explained that while billions of peons are perishing from a series of planetary catastrophes that are soon at the doorstep, the globalists will engage their fake Noah's Ark concept, which is just transhumanism under a different name. And if you have been paying attention to current news, current events, then you will be definitely familiar with that term, transhumanism. And it defines as an ideology that advocates for the transformation of the human condition by developing and making widely available technologies to enhance human intellect. So that's why you're seeing more and more these last days heavy promotion of transhumanism, heavy promotion of biometrics, artificial intelligence, brain-machine interfaces, all this social engineering about going digital. Because once they crash this American economy, it will be no more Federal Reserve notes, the American dollar, and it will be transitioned to a digital currency where everybody that's bound down to the image of the beast will have a universal basic income. And all of this is part of Esau's enterprise when you read Job the 5th chapter, which leads into the RFID CHIP. The Karabma when you read Revelation the 13th chapter and the 16th verse. So he says, technology is obviously the key, Harari said while referring to the upcoming events as climate change and calling them the most pressing threat facing humanity. We need people to work on the technological aspects, but we need the politicians to direct it in the right way for the benefit of the greatest number of people and of the entire ecosystem. And it says, C, pandemic was dress rehearsal for upcoming mass extinction event, according to CNN's Bill Ware. During the discussion, CNN's Bill Ware, who hosted the event, brought up the C-19 pandemic, describing it as a dress rehearsal for the coming climate crisis. As a quick note, the calamities that the globalists know are coming, and that in some cases they are deliberately engineering. It's not in some cases, it's in all cases. Are included under the banner of climate change. In fact, the term climate change is the umbrella term that the globalists use when referring to what is coming. And again, that's why this guy, Klaus Schwab, stated the pandemic represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world. According to Ware, the only way to overcome climate change in this context is to trust the science. Harari talked about this as well, reiterating that technology is the solution to outsmarting climate change, but it will only be made available to a select few. But what does it say in Psalm, the 2nd chapter, the 1st verse? Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Because when you read the book of Psalm, the 33rd chapter, the 10th verse, is stated how the Lord Yahweh is going to bring the counsel of the heathen to naught. So they're not going to be 100% fully successful with this NWO agenda as their heart's desire. And that takes me to the book of Psalm 149:4. For the Lord Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people, he will beautify the meek with salvation. And that's beginning with the hopeful elect, the ones who are coming to that spirit of obedience unto Yahweh Bashim Shai within these last days. Verse 5, let the saints be joyful in glory, let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh Bashim Shai be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. And here's the point, verse 7, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written, this honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh Bashim Shai. So all these evil and righteous decrees and diabolical plans that the tabernacle of Edom, along with their joint heirs, these other nations, thinking that they're going to be 100% successful with this NWO, and falsely believing to their narrative that they're going to live happily ever after with their technological Noah's Ark. Well, according to the scriptures, let's get there right quick in Revelation, the 6th chapter, the 15th verse. And the kings of the earth, and that's again referring to the workers of iniquity, and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And this is going to those underground survival bunkers. You might be familiar with a show called Doomsday Preppers. They have everything prepped for this great wrath that's coming upon the earth very soon. Verse 16, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? And according to the book of Ezekiel, the 39th chapter, post-World War III, Yahweh Shai is going to utilize his precious jewels, and that's referring to the hopefully elect men of the nation of Israel, post this nuclear war holocaust, and where Yahweh Shai is going to appoint his precious jewels, the hopefully elect, to sever out men of continual employment. And they're going to bury all these dead bodies after this World War III event. So the nobility of these heathens, they can boast and brag about their technological Noah's Ark. Well, when you read the scriptures, and more so Amos, the 9th chapter and 2nd verse, though they dig into hell, then should my hand take them. though they climb up to heaven, and that's referring to their outer space bunkers, then will I bring them down. So Yuval Noah Harari says globalists have created a technological Noah's Ark transhumanism to escape mass extinction event they're unleashing. And their evil agendas will be brought to naught. Thus say Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So that was just an update through the spirit. Abaradazah, you all was edified. You all stay strong. Keep pushing forward. Shalom.